Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. I'm with Colton today. Hi Colton.
Hey Boris, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone.
Yeah, so today we're going to talk about Kadena.
Yes, sir.
Let's have a look at it. So Kadena is coming in at $1.58. It's way down, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It used to be at 27.64. Whole-time high back in November. However, it had started, at only 6 cents in March 2020. But that was at least its all-time low. But so it's up 2,300% in the past 2 years. So it's still very, very good for those that invested early. For those that invested in November, that's not as good because obviously all-time high of $27. They are currently way down.
Yeah.
But the good thing about Kadena, it's very easy to buy. They're virtually everywhere. Binance, KuCoin, Get.io, KuCoin, pretty much all the big ones, they are available. I mean, Binance always is the biggest, but pretty much most of the exchange offer Kadena. So let's go over some questions.
Yeah, my first question for you today, Boris. What is Kadena and what is the point of the project?
So Kadena is a layer 1 solution. They have Kadena.io, which tells you a little bit about them. It's a proof of work. So it is not a proof of stake. They actually adopted the same proof of work than Bitcoin, which is rare, because most of the others that have came out in recent years, they all went to proof of stake. But they basically said, you know what? Proof of work is the only battle-proven, safe and secured blockchain out there. So that's what we're going to adopt. Now they have a few twists in there that we'll have a look at, but basically it's a proof of work, layer 1 blockchain. They do everything like all the L1s. They offer pretty much, they offer everything as far as DeFi, NFT, gaming, they basically can be used for everything and anything. I think they're trying to emphasize DeFi, and they actually came up with a big thing, which is a $100 million grant program for Web3 builders.
Wow.
And you have in Business Wire a whole article, and they explain, everything. But basically, they're trying to help developers doing building on the top of the Kadena blockchain. And that grant came out back in April, so it's very recent. And usually this is very good. If you want to motivate people to build on your blockchain, there's nothing better than to offering grants.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So
you kind of answered my second question here a little bit, Boris, but what sets Kadena apart from other, layer 1s out there?
Well, the one thing that is great is, first of all, they're highly liquid. Liquidity is great with them. It's easy to get your money out if you want to. There's no real risk of money running out. The other thing is they have a good community. It's starting to build. I mean, obviously they're not as big as some of the other L1s, like AVAX or Ethereum, Cosmos, Phantom, and all those guys. As we saw just before, they're ranked 128. So they are below what I usually feel comfortable investing, investing in the top 100 projects.
Yeah.
So right now they slipped a little bit, but it's okay. First of all, they're not too far off the 100 mark. They'll probably will come back and reach, maybe probably top 50 coins at some point. They're building rapidly. Let me show you the different projects that they have. So currently, as you can see, they have 46 projects. And the other day, remember, Phantom had about 200.
Yeah.
So they have different stuff in DeFi. They just released the DEX, which is their CADEX DEX. And the big thing that they have emphasized is the fact that it's pretty much gas-free. It's not completely gas-free. It's gas-free if that the transaction take a little while. If you're in a rush and you want to force or accelerate your transactions, you pay them a very, very small fee. But technically it can be gas-free. So like I was saying, they also do some, they are trying to get people to join their gaming metaverse right now. They have some stuff, for the NFT as well. They're trying to get into it. I mean, compared to some of the others, they're still building. They're more recent also than some of the others. Some other projects are definitely older. So the thing is, they're building, but it's building rather rapidly. Some people are suspecting that by middle of next year, especially with that $100 million grant, they would have as many projects and dApps as Solana did about a year ago.
Oh, wow.
When it started its major bull run. So we could see, I mean, you have to have the planet aligned, for, this thing to go to the moon, because you need to have enough dApps. You need to have a bull run market, a bull market and then a bull run. So it probably won't be next year that this is going to take off. It's probably going to be 2, 3, 4 years from now. But eventually we could see, things grow rapidly. But the whole CADEX, which is the KDA DEX, that's very important. Because if you want to start having people use your blockchain, having a DEX is mandatory. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Another interesting fact is, the liquidity on here. It's pretty liquid. And let's look at what's locked in, and that's very interesting. So here you have the CADEX, TVL, the total value locked. Now look at it back in, even at the beginning of July this year, $82,000. Very little.
Yeah.
Look how it went through the roof by, let's say, middle of August, we were at like 8 million. So in a matter of a month and a half, the total value locked went from less than $100,000 to over 8 million. Now it went down a little bit, the market just, fell a little bit lately because at that time, Bitcoin was at 24, almost 25,000. Now we're back down to 20,000, 19,000 Bitcoin. And still we are at 5.2 million, total value locked.
Oh, wow.
So this thing has taken off like a rocket ship, in the past month and a half. So very important also to realize that. So when you see high growth like this, that's very interesting.
Yes, sir.
Another thing is, I like to look a little bit, I don't attach a ton of importance to it, but it's always important to see if a project is for real or, if it's interesting to a lot of people or not. Twitter is easy to judge that. Of course, Matic, gigantic project, in the top 15 projects. They have 1.6 million followers on Twitter. Phantom, we talked about them the other day. They are in the top 70, and they have 458,000 followers. Kadena, they're 128. They're much lower. So you would expect maybe they have 30, 50,000, followers. Well, they have 250,000 followers.
Oh, wow.
So lots of people interested in Kadena.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see they have already such a large pool of followers.
Yeah.
So that's, to me, they are ready. They are priming themselves to be a little bit like a Solana or an Avalanche when it shoot through the moon. Now, of course, this is not going to happen over the next year or two. It'll probably be more in the next 2 to 5 years, but great opportunity.
Yeah. Yes, sir. My next question for you today, Boris, is, I know a proof of work you're really not supposed to, stake, but is there any way to stake Kadena, and do you have any suggestions where we should be doing that to get the best rewards?
Well, technically you're supposed to mine proof of work. So you can mine, you can buy yourself some rigs and start mining. Maybe, who knows, maybe some of the Ethereum guys that pretty soon, in about 2 weeks, it'll be over. Either they're going to repurpose their rigs to mine Ethereum Classic, or some of them might decide to go into projects like Kadena, who knows. But staking, the only thing that was kind of available. So first of all, whenever it's a proof of work, you don't really call it staking. Technically, it's called bonding, because you are basically providing liquidity, by offering bonds basically on the blockchain. And so it's a little bit different, but roughly at the end of the day, it comes out to be about the same thing. Now, Coin Metro, which is an exchange, some of you might know that exchange, a little bit like Binance, Coinbase, KuCoin. Coin Metro, they were the only one to offer something with Kadena, and it was, I believe, around 18%. Problem is they allowed a bunch of people to get in, then they say, okay, we're fully committed, we're done, we're going to stop it for a while. They reopened last November, and in a matter of 30 minutes, it was full again. So maybe that 18%, everybody wanted to join in, of course. So unfortunately, they're kind of the only ones really providing this. Now, the only other options that I know of, that's what I do. Technically, I don't like to leave stuff on exchanges, but my position is not huge on Kadena. I have a few thousand coins. So what I've done is I leave them on Binance, because I think Binance is solid enough that it's flexible saving, and it's only 1%. But otherwise, to me, I'm not aware of any other thing. Now, if you have, anybody has any interesting information that we're not aware of, please put it in the comments. That's always great to discover some of the other things.
Yes, sir. My last question for you today, Boris, is kind of a two-parter. I know we don't give financial advice, but would you invest in this coin? And what is your price prediction for Kadena?
Yeah, so I'm buying, and I'm trying to DCA a little bit. I did buy a little too high. I buy around $6. That's when I bought some coins, but I bought them a while back.
Gotcha.
Actually, that was on its way up. I never sold at 27 or anything like that. I should have. It's just that it was not a big position of mine, so I didn't keep good track of it. Sometimes that's the problem of having a little too many coins. That's what sometimes you need to regroup a little bit, get rid of some coins and buy, and regroup in a smaller number, and not have 2,000 coins that you're invested in. But otherwise, I think it's a great project. I think it can go very far. So me personally, I'll probably buy some more.
Okay.
and this is not financial advice. Price prediction. Here's what we have. So according to technewsleader.com, basically, max around $3 this year. And that's, I don't think it's even going to happen because I don't think the market is going to do that well.
Yeah.
But it can, go around maybe $5 by next year. Once again, let's see how the whole macroeconomics is going to play out and how things will be. But over time, yes, the price is supposed to rise, and I'm pretty confident in those longer term prediction. $55 by 29, so about 7 years from now, we would be roughly double the whole time high.
Yeah.
And that seems very doable, especially if the project comes out with more, good things and they keep on doing what they're doing,
Yeah.
So to me, they have the speed and scalability that they're building in, and that's why I said it's a proof of work, but they have a little twist, to it, and but they have scalability, so they can scale. I'm not aware of them ever going down. So $50, very doable, but it could go beyond. And in this price prediction, they actually talking about $120 for, let's say, about 10 years from now.
Wow.
9 years, 10 years from now, could reach 120. Now, even if it only went to $50, the price today is 158. That's a 31x, slightly over 31x. So that's, to me, a 31x is pretty a pretty good potential, pretty good reward. If you want to buy into it, when should you start buying? At 158, it's already at a decent price. Obviously, it can get better. And right now, the market is not looking super hot. So definitely there's a chance. Everybody's saying in September it's going to go further down, all that stuff. But if you look at 180 days, we already are pretty bottom. Yes, you can buy maybe at 120 if we lose another, 15, 20% on the market. But those things, that's the other thing, is people should really be careful, because it's really funny how you hear those YouTubers telling you like, oh, hell yeah, it's at 24,000. We're going to see 30 very soon. It doesn't happen. We crash back down to 20, and then they're all talking about 10,000, maybe even 5,000.
Yeah.
So the thing is, and they're all saying like, oh yeah, September is the worst month. It's going to crash. But they all repeat the same thing like a bunch of robots, and they all copycats of each other, basically. Probably September is not the best month. And statistically, it is, not a very good month. But most of the time, when everybody's screaming the same thing, it rarely happens. So, and even if it happens, let's say it dropped, 5 or 10%. Bitcoin drops maybe to 18,000, or it's not the end of the world, So, to me, the DCA, that's the whole reason why, you start DCAing, is because you never know where the bottom is. You never know. But here, looking at that graphic over, let's say 1 year, you see that we're pretty bottom from this top. Yes, it can go a little lower, but it's done already most of the way, there. So I would say DCA, you can start DCAing right now, and start buying. Once again, DCA over a period of time that is, kind of long. Do it over 6 months. Do it over a year. So if you have $1,000 to invest, maybe you do $100 a month. So it's very slow. It's going to take 10 months for you to, so if there is a drop this month, but then next month it comes back up, and then in November it drops again, etc., etc., you're getting a good average. And that's the whole point of DCAing. But the entry point at 158, it's not too bad. And the potential reward, it's, 120 10 years from now, I mean, $1.58 or $1.30, what difference does that really make?
Yeah, yes, sir. Well, from my side, Boris, that was all the questions I had today. I really appreciate the information. If you have anything else, please feel free to add.
I think that's it. Another L1 that it would be worth looking at, and that's it. We're trying to present to you a few different coins. Most of them, usually I have a position in those, and I usually like those. So that's why I usually tend to talk about coins that I like. That's why you'll never see me talk about Dogecoin. I have nothing against Doge, but I don't think it's a very good project. I think it's just pumped because Elon Musk is talking about it, but otherwise, we try to talk about projects that we believe in, that we think have a potential. Probably at the end of the day, 5 years, 10 years from now, we'll probably be right on maybe half of them, maybe 30% of them, and then half of them, 70% of them might disappear. But it's like anything, you have to bet on several horses, but all you need is 30% of those horses to win the race, and you are multiplying your money like crazy. And it doesn't matter that 50 or 70% of the others didn't make it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Colton, and we'll see you next time on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.